Oh, wait. I had this like great intro. Look at the woo intro. This is like the fourth time I'm making this video this morning. I've messed up twice. Got a phone call on the last one, and any second now, my daughter's gonna come in and say that the lunch is ready. What are we gonna do? Well, you thought you were gonna be happy that you were done with fractions, weren't you? You're just like, oh, great, we're done with that chapter. Now we get to move on to the next chapter, which can't be worse than fractions, and yet, I think it is. I really honestly think this chapter is worse. I'm sorry. This chapter is all about measurements and converting measurements. For example, I am 6 foot 5 inches tall. So therefore, how many inches am I in total? Well, I need to know that there are 12 inches in a foot, as all of you do, because you all have a ruler. Look at your ruler. A foot, 12 inches. So I'd have to multiply 6 times 12. 72 inches, add the 5 inches. I'm 77 inches tall. It sounds even taller when I say it like that. Um, this chapter is just a lot of multiplying and a lot of dividing. That's all it is you have to say, if I have 24 inches, how many feet do I have? Well, it's 12 inches in a foot. So you divide that by 12. 24 divided by 12 is 2. So therefore it is 2 feet. I have 2 yards worth of material. How many feet do I have? Well, there are 3 feet in a yard, so therefore 2 times 3 is 6, etc. like that, etc. like that. It's all pretty simple, it's just kind of dull. We're not going to spend long on this chapter. We're going to do this chapter in 2 weeks instead of a usual 3 because we're almost at the end of the school year. And we're going to allow for us to have nice, leisurely 3 weeks in geometry because geometry is love. All right, page 809. What are your instructions? Your instructions are complete, period. That's all you have to do is complete. Number 3. Page 809. 72 inches equals how many feet? How do you figure that out? Well, there are 12 inches in a foot, so therefore divide your 72 by 12. 72 divided by 12 equals... you are going to be using your 12 multiplication tables a lot in this chapter. 1 times 12 is 12. 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, 96, 108, 120. Remember those, your 12s. Count by 12s. It's not just for eggs anymore. It's also about inches and feet. Number 4, 19 yards equals how many inches? Well, how many inches are there in a yard? There's 3 feet in a yard. So, and every foot has 12 inches, so therefore there are 36 inches in a yard. So number 4, you're going to have to multiply 19 times 36, and that will tell you how many inches there are. Number 5, 40 inches equals how many feet? All right, this one's a little tricky, because you're going to have to divide that 40 by 12. 40 divided by 12 is what? 3. 36. How many got left over? 4 inches. So I'd write it as 3. Oh, where's my whiteboard? Let me get my whiteboard real quick. Oi! Oi. I hope you were all entertained while I was gone. What are we doing? This is what we're doing. 40 inches equals how many feet? You know that symbol? The quotation mark? That means inches. Did you know that? 40 inches equals how many feet divided by 12? 40 divided by 12 is 3, out there, 3, 30, upside down. Is that backwards? Yeah, it is backwards, isn't it? God, hard to do. There it is. Oh my goodness, upside down. How many got left over? 4 inches. So, 3 feet. That's the symbol for feet. Inches. 3 foot. 4 inches is the answer to number 5. Because how many 12s fit into it? Whatever's left over are your leftover inches. Number 6, it just hurts my brain just to look at number 6. 7,920 feet equals how many miles? Turn back to page 807. There are 5,280 feet in a mile. Boy, you're gonna have to divide 7,920 by 5,280. All right. How much? Let's do this. 7,920 feet. How many miles are it? Let's subtract 5,280. 0, that's a 4. 0, that's a 4. That's a 6. That's a 7. 2,640. Ooh. Ooh. So that's 1 mile. 1 mile and what? What do we have left over? 2,640. 2,640 is a half of 5,280. So it's going to be 1.5 miles. Boy, these are just like big numbers. That's all this chapter is going to be. It's just like big numbers. I apologize, but it's all you got. 7,920 divided by 5,280. You know what we're going to do? We're going to get rid of the zeros, make it a lot easier. Divide them both by 10. How many times go in there? 1, 5, 28. Boy, yeah, sorry. It's just a 264 over 528. I can recognize that as a half. But yeah, it's 1.5 miles. Sorry. Boy, I'm not going to be that harsh in this one because the truth is, in your real life, you're never going to be asked how many miles are 7,920 feet. You know, are you measuring a mountain? You can say 7,920 feet. How about number 7? 7 looks easier. 6 yards equals how many inches? Again, how many yards? How many inches in a yard? 3 feet in a yard. 12 inches in a foot. 3 times 12 is 36. That one, again, you're going to have to multiply 36 times 6. Oh, dear me. Number 8, 26,400 feet equals how many miles? Really? Do we need to do this? Get out your calculators, people. You've never heard me say that before in math class. You have never heard me say that, and now I'm saying it. You can use your calculators for this one. 26,400 divided by 5,280. My guess it is, what was that for? It's about 4. It's going to be a little bit more than 4. Should I get out my calculator? What the heck? Let's do it. Let's do it. Honestly, I have no problem with you guys using calculators in this chapter at all. Use your phones. Yeah, put on some music. Where's my calculator? There's my calculator. What is it? 26,400 divided, I hit divide, by what? 5,280. Oh, it's 5 miles. It's okay. It's okay to use your calculators in this chapter. Number 9, 9 feet equals how many inches? How many inches in a foot? 12. 9 times 12. That one you don't need a calculator. Number 10, 22 feet equals how many yards and feet? Well, 22 yards, how many, divide 22 by 3. That'll give you how many yards. 22 divided by 3 is 7. 7 times 3 is 21. How many feet you got left over? 1. 7 yards, 1 foot. Yeah, boy. Below, compare, period. Use the symbols, you know, classic, which one's bigger, which one's smaller, if they're equal. So what you have to do in this one is you're going to have to make it so that they are similar, a similar measurement. The first one, you compare inches and feet and inches. So you want to make them be both the same, so it's easier to judge. Actually, the first one's pretty easy. 24 inches is how many feet? 24 divided by 12 is what? 2. Which one's bigger, 2 feet or 2 feet and 3 inches? Duh. Number 13, 7 yards and 20 feet. Which one's bigger, smaller, etc.? Change the yard into feet. 3 feet in a yard. 7 times 3 is that bigger or less than 20? Number 4, 2 miles equals 3,500 yards. How many yards in a mile? Turn back to this page before because I don't remember it. 1,760. Let's multiply that by 2. Get out a calculator again. I think my daughter is not watching the ramen. I think it's going to be really soppy. 1,760 times 2 equals 3,520. Oh! Is that bigger or smaller than 3,500? Same, number 5, number 15, same thing. Change that yard, 11.5 feet, bigger or smaller than 4 yards. Change the yards into feet. Multiply that by 3, because there's 3 feet in the yard. Yardstick. Anybody have a yardstick at home? I used to have a yardstick. We always had a yardstick growing up. It was like wooden. Beautiful. Love a good yardstick. 16, 72 inches or 2 yards. Change that yards into inches. How many inches in a yard? 36. 2 times 36 is... It looks very similar to the other number. Number 17, 5.5 yards. Thank you. 5.5 yards is how many, compared to 192 inches. 5.5 yards. What's 5 times 36? That's going to tell you how many inches. 5 times 36 is 180. What's 0.5 times 36? 0.5 is the same as what? Half. 0.5 is the same as a half. It's a half a yard. What's half of 36? 18. So 180 plus 18 is 198, which looks like it is bigger than 182. Number 18, turn the page. Dana ran a quarter of a mile. Trish ran for 445 yards. Who ran the greater distance? Explain. Well, people want to... Oh, I don't know. I don't want to explain. Well, how many yards in a mile? Again, 1,760. 1,760 times a quarter is the same as 1,760 divided by 4. Calculator. I really don't mind. 19. Carlos is 63 inches tall. What is his height in feet? Use a fraction. Use a fraction? Really? People don't use fractions to measure height. Height in feet. So divide 63 by 12. How many you got left over? 63 divided by 12. It's going to give you 5. 5 times 12 is 60. You got 3 left over. 3/12 can be simplified into a quarter. So he's 5 1/4 feet tall. No one ever will use that in real life. 20. The USS Harry Truman is an aircraft carrier that is 1,092 feet long. Find the length in yards. That one you just have to, that's pretty easy. Just divide that by 3. Because if you've got, if something is 12 feet long, how many yards are it? You divide 12 by 3. It's 4 yards. This one you have to divide 1,092 divided by 3. It's not that hard. Number 21, order the following distances from the least to greatest. Oh, these. I haven't done these in a long time. Least to greatest. That was like the beginning of the school year we did these. All right, you got 2 miles, 4,800 feet, and 4,400 yards. Well, to compare things, they all need to be the same. I would suggest you make them all the same yards. No, I would suggest you make them all the same feet. Because 2 miles, you just multiply 2 times 5,280, which is a lot. Feet, you leave alone. 4,400 yards, you multiply it by 3, which is a lot. Which one's the biggest? Which one's the smallest? make them all the same. When you're comparing things, you have to make them the same. You can't say which is bigger, 25 feet or 3,000 inches. 3,000 is bigger, but I don't know. It's inches. Let's make them the same thing. Make them all feet. Number 22. Ooh, great. There are 320 rods in a mile. Find the length of a rod in feet. Thank you. Rods. For any of you who are going to be a farmer, this may come in handy. There are 320 yards in a 320 rods in a mile. Find the length of a rod in feet. Divide. Okay, how many feet in a mile? 5,280. Divide 5,280 by 320, and then you'll get your answer. Building the essential question. Explain, using an example, why you need to multiply when converting from a larger unit to a smaller unit. If I've got 5 yards, how many feet there are? Well, in a foot, in a yard, there are 3 feet, so I'm going to have to multiply by 3. That's it for today. I'm not going to punish you anymore. Honestly, we'll get through it. Use your calculators. I don't mind at all. In real life, you will as well. Thank you. Bye.